So Danny, we're speaking ahead of the FA Youth Cup first round tie against Bishop Stortford. What are your thoughts going into the game?
Yeah, no, the boys are looking forward to it. It's the target they set themselves to the start of pre-season in terms of the FA Youth Cup as a group of first and second is their target was to get to the first round proper as their first target. In terms of the two games we've played so far, Dagenham and AFC Sudbury, two tough games, two tough games in terms of the quality of the opposition. But in both games, the boys' performances have been excellent. Their target now is to try and go as far as possible in this FA Youth Cup, and they've got to dream it and they've got to believe it.
Like you said, they've reached their target of what they were hoping to achieve at the start of the season, but now it's about this really good opportunity to get as far as they can in this really prestigious competition, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. Getting to the first round proper is tough. Now getting from the first round to the second round is going to be even tougher. Bishop Stortford, they're a good side. They've got good technical players. Just the message to the boys is on the night, try and perform to the best of their abilities, and hopefully, if that's the case, they can find a way to win the game. But it's going to be a good game between two good teams, and for the young lads from both sets of clubs, both sets of teams, they've got ambitions and dreams of getting into the second round. And the message to the boys is, what they've achieved so far, they've created special memories for themselves and their families and for the club. Can they now go and do it one more by getting into the second round?
When looking specifically back at that AFC Sudbury game in the third qualifying round, and obviously the boys had to sort of weather a little bit of a storm in that first half, but eventually sort of pulled through. How much has that done to sort of prove that they are able to get themselves out of holes when needed and let their performances get that positive result? Yeah,
no, definitely. In terms of part of their development, the first half against Sudbury, they came out of the traps very fast, and they were very quick in terms of their attacking play. They played short, they played long, they got the ball into good areas, and sometimes as part of the boys' development, when they're not playing as well as what they can with the ball, it's around being resilient, being tough to score against, and at times to suffer. That's important in terms of their development. When they're under pressure, when the other team are on top, it's about doing all you can to stop it going into the back of your net. And in the first 45 minutes of the game against Sudbury, the boys did that in abundance. In the second half, they come out and had a bit more quality in terms of their play. And the boys scored three good goals to win the game 3-0 against, I must say, excellent opposition in AFC Sudbury, who I believe have reached the second round or first round for the last 3 or 4 seasons. So it was a great achievement for the boys.
Looking at the opposition of Bishop Stortford, they've also had a really positive run to get this far in the competition. How much is that going to be like a really big occasion for both clubs going into this with an opportunity of getting to the second round? Yeah,
no, definitely. Bishop Stortford have played 2 extra games. So they've had to play 4 games to get to this position. So they'll be coming into the game with full confidence. And it's one where we've done our homework. In terms of our team that played them last year in the Division A, they've had, I think it was 8 or 9 players that played against us last year, against our under-17s that played in the previous round, and we've seen footage of 3 of their games, so we've got a good idea of their style of play and key players that they've got, plus also areas that we can exploit them as well. But like I say, the boys have got to turn up, and we've said to the boys this morning, they've got to turn up, and the focus is on being the best that they can be. But they're going to have to earn the right against a good team. And also in terms of the environment, I think the last game against Averhill, they had nearly 400 supporters supporting them in the game. So the boys had a taste of that similar at Dagenham, in front of nearly 700 people. I think AFC Sudbury was 300 people. And it's one that the boys are looking forward to in terms of playing in front of a big crowd. And it's an opportunity for them to go and show how good they are.
Yeah, like you say, it's a good crowd expected at Bishop Stortford, both from their fans, but also it's not too far away for Shrimpers fans to make the journey to. So what would you say to try and encourage them to get to the game and support the boys in what is a really big game for the club? Yeah,
the Dagenham game and the AFC Sudbury game, the support was immense. And you could see at Sudbury, even though the crowd wasn't as high as what it was at Dagenham, there was a lot of people that stayed behind to congratulate the boys and say well done. And even across the social media platforms, the support has been unbelievable. And we said to the boys in there this morning, it's the support and the praise that they're getting, from people outside of the youth department is a credit to their performances. You know, they're earning that praise and that support from performing well. And again, if as many of the Shrimpers fans can get down to the game tomorrow, it's not too far away. I think it's less than an hour away. It'd be great if they could come down and support these young lads that will give them all for the club, all for their families, all for each other, and for the club to try their best to get into the next round.
Nice one, Danny. Best of luck.
Cheers, Cam. Thank you.